So welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday, the 13th of March, and it's lovely to have those who are able to join in person, and those who are listening to the recording. You're also very welcome. It's the new moon was on the sort of 10th, 11th of March, and it was a super moon, so it was closer to the Earth and more powerful, even though we don't actually see it. And it was the last new moon of the astrological year. So it's a new moon in Pisces always, of the astrological year. And the first full moon that we have of the new astrological year will be just before the Easter weekend on the 25th of March. And that's how Easter is set, with the first full moon of the year. And that's why we celebrate Easter when we do, and that's why it changes. And this start of the new lunar cycle was the start of Ramadan. So we're wishing Ramadan Mubarak to our Muslim friends and wishing them well over the fast. So it is a powerful month, religiously, spiritually, energetically. It's the end of, as I said, the astrological year and the start of the new astrological year, which starts in Aries. And this moon is in Pisces, which is all about allowing flow in our lives. And we are living in such uncertain times, and things can feel so unsure at the moment, that Pisces really encourages us not to resist what is, and not to resist the feelings and emotions, but also not to get stuck in them, to feel them and to allow us to experience them, but allow them to flow through. And the same with other people's drama and other people's stuff, is to help us to create a space for them and not to have to fix or resolve or make better, but just allow a space for them so it allows them to flow through. And it's a reminder to us empaths who do want to fix everything and make things better for people, that just giving space and listening is often helps to create that flow. So I learned quite a lot from listening to Michelle McClellan, and she talks about the shadow side of Pisces being our victimhood, and that our victimhood can easily arise at this time, where we go into the feeling of the small, of the victim, of the fear, but encouraging ourselves to remember that we're so much bigger than this, and that this too will pass. And so many people are dealing with so much at the moment, physically, financially, in relationships. There's a lot. I think almost everyone is going through stuff and going through different things. And so it's so easy to slip into victimhood. And I often catch myself slipping into this victimhood and feeling sorry for oneself, and feeling, a victim of what is going on at the moment. And Michelle McClellan gave this beautiful analogy of surfing. And so for those who are on here from St. Francis, you'll really resonate with this. And it really resonated with me, as I'm an aspiring surfer, is that when we go surfing, we're either sitting there waiting for the wave. So you're waiting and waiting and waiting for the wave, or you are paddling like mad to try and get onto the wave, to catch the wave, or you're riding the wave. And when you're riding the wave, you know that this wave is going to come to an end, that you're going to fall off it or come off, pull off it, or get dumped, but it is going to come to an end. And you can't be in all three states at once, and we can't force ourselves to be riding the wave while you're waiting for the wave while we're waiting for the wave. So, and if we go into a place of suffering when we're trying to force things to be different and to not be as they are, when we're sitting waiting for the wave, and we're not just in that presence of waiting for the wave and knowing that the wave will come, when we're trying to force it and trying to get onto every little wave, or wishing that we were on the wave. And so she encourages us that if we're in a state of confusion or overwhelm or sadness, that remembering that this too will pass, that it has to, that this is the nature of the universe, that's the natures of the cycles, like the lunar cycle, like the waves. And so we've been going through some of our breaths recently on our Mindful Moment. And this week, I just wanted to encourage us to try the bunny breath, which is a breath that we teach lots of little ones when they're feeling overwhelmed. It's a breath that we use when there are strong feelings, when there are feelings of overwhelm, when it all feels too much. I know our daughter Pippa used this breath when she was in Mauritius, and she was in that fire when all the girls were all screaming, and they'd been burnt by the fire, and she felt it very helpful. And I also taught a young girl on the side of the hockey field this weekend because she'd been hit in the throat and she couldn't breathe. And so it starts with 3 little breaths that we breathe in either through our nose or our mouth, and we do 3 little sniffs, and then a long, slow exhale. 3 little sniffs, and a long, slow exhale, and 3 little sniffs, and a long, slow exhale. And so we'll do that as we start our Mindful Moment. But it's a good one to remember, even when we are exercising and we're feeling like we can't get breath, or we're feeling very tired. So you can breathe in through your mouth and a long, slow exhale. So it seems so simple, but it's a very powerful breath of letting go. And I want to start by just reading this poem, and then we'll go into the bunny breath and then follow onto our meditation. So I invite you just to ground your feet onto the floor, sitting in a position that is an upright position where we feel open and expansive and available to receive as these words land on our ears and on our bodies. It's a poem called Living in the Now by Vanessa Hughes. What's gone has made you what you are, so don't fear what's ahead, but trust in what will be, and choose to live instead. Don't live in the now worrying what may or may not be. Take this moment in your time and live it totally. There's no time like the present. Breathe deep and feel alive. Living here in the here and now will help you rise and thrive. Now is all there ever is. It's the only time that's real. Let the future take its course and let the past to heal. What's gone has made you what you are, so don't fear what's ahead, but trust in what will be, and choose to live instead. Don't live in the now worrying what may or may not be. Take this moment in your time and live it totally. There's no time like the present. Breathe deep and feel alive. Breathing in the here and now will help you rise and thrive. Now is all there ever is. It's the only time that's real. Let the future take its course and leave the past to heal. And so for the next few breaths, I invite you just to do 3 little sniffs. And then the exhale is more just a letting go and allowing ourselves to drop into the present, to drop into the here and now. And we can use this breath anytime when we catch ourselves racing forward into the future, or even clinging on to the past. Just this breath invites us to drop into the present with what is, and to soften in this present, feel a sense of letting go, of allowing, of just being. And so continuing in your own time, just taking 4 or 5 more of these breaths. And then just allowing your breath to settle. Settling back into its usual rhythm. Perhaps noticing if there's movement in your belly or chest. Expansion and contraction. And just gently scanning through your body, how it feels to be in the here and the now. Noticing your feet on the earth. Where they connect with the ground beneath you. Feeling the deep support and rootedness of the earth. Moving up and noticing how you sit on your seat, on your cushion or chair. Noticing the grounding and support that's available to us here. And then noticing how your spine unfurls, expands, lifts up towards the heavens. Noticing the holding of your shoulders, your neck, your head. And gently scanning through and inviting a softening of your shoulders. Perhaps of your face, around your eyes. Even as you're at your nose, as the breath enters your body, just inviting a gentle softening and allowing into these spaces. Allowing ourselves just to be in this moment and to expand into this moment. Balancing between the rootedness and the groundedness. And the openness and expansion that our breath offers. And when your thoughts start to wander, just bring them back to a place of anchor. It's maybe your seat and your chair or cushion. Maybe your breath in your heart space. Maybe the rise and fall of your belly. Or the brush of the air on your nostrils. Just choosing an anchor point for you today. returning to your anchor point time and time again. And then dropping into our heart space, where we hold love and connection and joy, gratitude. And I invite you to connect with whatever is accessible here in this heart space. Maybe it's just the breath. Maybe it's a feeling of gratitude for this moment and for your breath, for your body. Maybe it's a feeling of connection of this moment, of our mindful moment. Really dropping into the heart space and allowing ourselves to be cocooned by this. And if you find worries or anxieties clouding our minds, just gently letting those go, as one might let go of a balloon and allowing them to drift up, noticing that they're here, but consciously allowing them to flow through us, not getting stuck in our bodies. And returning to our heart space, is connecting with joy or gratitude, connection, love. Noticing if this feeling has a color or a weight, a light. And just allowing it to expand with every breath. Allowing us to live in the flow and in the now. Just sitting in our heart space with each breath. Knowing that with each breath, while we are still breathing, there's more right with us than wrong with us. And that this breath is accessible to us at any time to bring us back to the present. To allow us to touch into the space of flow. To allow us to move through our emotions. Really connecting in with the gratitude for this moment. And setting the intention to carry this gratitude in our heart space through the day, to allow it to expand beyond our feelings of victimhood. And to know we can tap into it at any moment just through just a few breaths. What's gone has made you what you are, so don't fear what's ahead. But trust in what will be, and choose to live instead. Don't live in the now worrying what may or may not be. Take this moment in your time and live it totally. There's no time like the present. Breathe deep and feel alive. Living in the here and now will help you rise and thrive. Now is all there ever is. It's the only time that's real. Let the future take its course and leave the past to heal. And when you're ready, just taking a few more breaths, perhaps moving into your fingers and toes, rolling into your shoulders. And when you're ready, just opening your eyes, coming back to this moment. Thank you for joining. We've got our mindful moment will be next week as well, and then it's our school holidays, and we will be on various school trips and tours, and I think it's going to be much harder for me to host. So I'll pause after next week for a couple of weeks, but I'll be updating on our mindful moment group. So thank you. You're welcome to unmute and share any insights or experiences. Sure, so the poem's actually on that mindful moment group. I posted it last night. I think you are in the mindful moment group. Yeah, and you're welcome to put in the chat anything, or otherwise to move on with your day. And thank you for joining, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, Nikki. It was truly lovely.
Thank you.
Being in the now is just so important, and we forget about it so quickly.
I know.
So it's exactly what I needed, and it was so lovely seeing your face again, and nice to eventually get you.
Yeah, it's so nice to have you here, and I get that you're not then doing the 7 a.m. swim. I don't know if it's 7 a.m.
Yeah, it's raining today, but yeah, that's not actually why I'm here. I've actually just haven't actually managed to get here, but I've finished my February year end and I'm back.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
Looking forward.
Oh, well, it's lovely to have you, and we'll be sneaking down for a week from about the 8th of April. So hopefully we'll get to see you then. The water must be getting quite cold. Well, I suppose not quite yet. April's still nice.
It's not. It's actually been beautifully warm. So the last week was magnificent. Yeah, it was hot. The weekend was beautiful. So no, the water's actually been lovely warm. There's like also been so much sand that was brought in by one of the storms. So it's actually been quite shallow there.
Oh right.
Yeah, I look forward to having you back.
Yeah.
Swimming with us.
Exactly. We look forward to that too. Yeah. Thank you.
It was lovely that the bunny breath was actually quite appropriate being here. How is Pippa?
Oh yeah, no, she's doing very well, thank you. Yeah, her face is looking, you would not know, except she's got a little white, like a little part of her skin that's still healing, but she's doing very well. They did an assembly recently about it at school, and I think it comes in waves sometimes still, like the sort of recovery, because it was very traumatic for them. It was very scary in the moment that it happened. But it's her matric dance this weekend, so we all systems go for that. And
that is amazing. I look forward to seeing the pics.
Yeah, we'll share some definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Gail. Let me just actually.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sadie. Thanks, Mum. Take care, all. Nice to see you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.